In this section, I'd like to show you some things that you can do in Adobe Premiere that don't involve Adobe Audition at all. So I have imported this footage I shot of crocodiles in Costa Rica. I think they're crocodiles. And I have some alligator growls. We're not going to worry about whether they're crocodiles or alligators. We're just going to assume that the sounds match the animals. I've got some water sounds that I've imported. I also have some music and some voiceover if I want to use it. But I'm going to show you how to do audio mixing with a variety of sound effects in Adobe Premiere. So the original audio for this is actually very bad. It was taken on a bridge, so there's cars that are going behind me, and you don't hear any sounds of the animals. And in one case, you hear a little bit of my children talking to me. So not really selling the point of these animals. It doesn't sound very exotic or exciting at all. In fact, it sounds really boring, and it takes away from the footage. So one thing we need to do is get rid of that audio entirely. We're going to mute that track. That is one option. If you want to completely eliminate it, I would suggest unlinking with your right-click menu and then straight up deleting it. Now, the fun thing about these alligators is we're going to have a voice and we're going to have ambience, and those need to be on separate tracks. This is a good way to practice mixing sounds because generally, if you have a voiceover, whether it's an animal or a person, and you have them in a scene, you also have to have background noises, and you also have to have music. Each one of those should be their own audio track. So we have A1, A2, and A3. I'm just going to say that A1 is voices, A2 will be ambient noises, A3 will be music. So I'm going to put some alligator growls here, I'm going to put some here, I'm going to put ambient noise of the beach here, and I'm going to put music down on the bottom. I'm going to mix the music last because clarity is always the most important thing, and with a sort of limited amount of sonic space that you're struggling with, you want to make sure that the point of the story is being told, that I hear the voices even though they're just alligator growls. Then I need to hear the ambience, and lastly I need to hear the music. That is the order for how things are telling the story. Shaky camera footage, not the greatest here, but... Okay, and somebody threw a rock at that point and made a splash, so if I hear any splashing sounds, that's where it should go. As things are, the background audio is too loud and it's too splashy. The alligators are growling a bit too much for my taste, and sometimes they're growling when they're not in the scene. So what I need to do, part one, is focus on where I want the alligator sounds to be. Now, these humps are where things are loudest in your waveform. I'm going to use the razor blade tool. I'm going to put little cuts so I can parcel out the sounds where I see the gators. Where I see them closest, I think, is where I want the growls to be. So this bit here makes sense to have a growl. And where there's 3 of them here, it makes sense that for them to be growling.